Good afternoon. This is a formal session of the Northern Michigan University Board of Trustees for the purpose of discussing new transfer and UP scholarships, as well as faculty and staff grants. First of all, could we please have a roll call from Secretary Andrew?
Trustee Fatante?
Here.
Trustee Hart? Trustee Haveman?
Here.
Trustee Mahaney?
Here.
Trustee Mitchell?
Here.
Trustee Murray Brown?
Here.
Trustee Savoy?
Here.
Trustee Young?
Here.
We have a quorum present with 7 trustees present.
Thank you very much. I'd now like to hear a motion regarding the new transfer and UP scholarships and the faculty and staff grants. Is there a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Please proceed.
Would like to make a motion that the board approve a employee appreciation COVID-19 grant. It's recommended that the Northern Michigan University Board provide an employee appreciation COVID-19 grant, active and full-time employees, of $1,000 minimum or $2,880 maximum, based on 1.92% of employee salary, up to $150,000, whichever is highest. This would be in recognition of COVID-19 preparedness for the 2021 academic year and unanticipated cost savings realized in fiscal year 2020. Contingent faculty and graduate assistants will receive a partial award. In addition, we would move that the board approve a transfer UP scholarship. Recommend that the NMU board approve the creation of a winter 2021 scholarship incentive package to be named the Transfer UP Winter Awards in support of enrollment efforts for the upcoming semester. First-year students who qualified for NMU scholarships for fall 2020, but who did not enroll, will receive the scholarship amount they qualified for in fall of 2020 or the Transfer UP Winter 2021 bonus of $1,000, whichever is higher. 2, Michigan residents, Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society Community College students will receive a one-time Transfer UP Winter 2021 award of $1,000 plus NMU standard PTK award of $500 per semester for a winter 2021 total of $1,500. 3, Michigan residents, transfer students who enroll for the first time at NMU in winter 2021 will receive the new one-time Transfer UP Winter 2021 award of $1,000. Finally, the new UP freshman transfer scholarships. We recommend that the board approve a new perpetual $1 million UP scholarship fund for new freshmen and transfer students entering for fall 2021. Details of the new scholarship fund shall be finalized by the first board meeting in 2021, if not before, and focus on assisting prospective UP students and families in enrolling at Northern Michigan University. That's the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Is
I'd
there
like
a
to
second?
support. I'd like to support that.
It has been moved and supported. Discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I would add, if I could, just maybe to start the discussion, this is something that the Finance Committee has been looking at for several weeks. And we've kind of came up with this hybrid proposal where we want to recognize faculty and staff efforts for everything that they've done to date to deal with the COVID-19 situation, which continues to create issues for universities across the country. But I believe we've met these well. We've done a great job, and that effort should be recognized. We coupled that with the idea of establishing the new freshman and transfer scholarship fund, which will be a perpetual fund that encouraging UP students to attend our university. And it's much needed. We need to do whatever we can in these difficult times to be actively recruiting new students, transfer students, whatever we can do to help us through these difficult times. And I think that what we've come up with in the finance committee and this recommendation, this motion, kind of does two things. It helps us recognize faculty and staff efforts, and it also helps us position us, we think, for the future, moving forward, to make sure that we're doing everything we possibly can, not only to keep the students we have now, but also attract and new students to our university moving forward. So that's kind of the genesis of it. And the reason we're able to do this is that our financial situation has improved to an extent where it allows us to do some one-time incentives. And that was not the case several months ago when we first started talking about this, but it has changed. But I would just stress that these are one-time funds at this point, but we think this is the best way to utilize them, not only for faculty and staff, but for our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there further discussion on these, on the items contained in this motion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is Jim. I'd just like to thank Chairman Young for skillfully processing this over the last several months. This has had a circuitous route with a lot of discussion and the administrative support and suggestions, and it was molded into the motions today. And I just won't repeat what Chairman Young just said, but it certainly does two things with the faculty and the students, and I think that's a win-win. And it's just the right thing to do, and I'm glad to support this.
Is there further discussion on this motion?
I want to comment that I appreciate very much the work of the Finance Committee and also administration on this, because I think that this COVID grant will make it a meaningful amount that will go to each of the employees. And it really has been an effort of all the employees across the board that have made it successful for Northern Michigan University to come back in person and to do everything that Northern has done to keep the students safe. So I do think this makes a big difference. I like the way that this is structured with a base amount and a cap amount. Thank you very much for your work on it.
Further comments on the motion before us? Anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, I was remiss. I missed one thing, if I could, for 1 second.
Yes, absolutely.
I just want to point out that on the scholarship aspect of this, really at least in terms of the finance committee, the prime movers and shakers on that were Trustees Mahaney and Trustees Haveman. Trustee Mahaney has been interested in these scholarships and for a long time, and this is a culmination of a lot of his efforts. And I would also point out that the same applies to Trustee Haveman, who will be leaving the board at the end of this year, as other board members know, but he successfully guided this through before he left and was able to establish, providing the board approves this UP scholarship fund that will remain long after he leaves the board. And I think it's quite an accomplishment. And I'd like to thank both Bob and Jim for their efforts in both these areas.
Thanks very much. Any other comments from any of the other board members? Let me say, as chair, it's been an interesting process working on this, and I'm glad after all the hard work that we've done on this, thanks to the efforts of the members of the Finance Committee, as well as the President and Vice President for Finance, that we've gotten to this point. When it became apparent that Northern Michigan University was in a better financial position than we would imagine it to be, Fritz came and made the recommendation to the board that we provide these grants to the faculty and staff for all the sacrifices that they have made since March. Our employees made a number of concessions in union contracts this year when we all thought that our financial situation was going to be pretty dire. And although the future is uncertain, we ended up the fiscal year in a much stronger position than we thought. And I think that the board and the administration wants to show our appreciation to everyone on the staff and the faculty and within the administration for the tremendous hard work, for the sacrifices they made, and for their willingness to make concessions in contract talks. This was a matter of everyone on the campus pulling together to make it successful. We're very close to finishing up the semester, as we had hoped we would be able to do, with in-person, face-to-face instruction. One of the few universities in the state to have accomplished this. And so, as I think Jim alluded to earlier, it's my feeling that we had both a fiscal and a moral responsibility to reward those people for the concessions that they were willing to make with the grants that we're approving today. And obviously the scholarships are going to be very important as we move forward. So these are two truly outstanding efforts, the scholarships, as well as showing our appreciation. You know, sometimes when you have an environment where there's an administration and unions, people seem to think that they have to be adversarial. By nature, they are somewhat adversarial, but this was a combination of the unions working with the university during these difficult times, and then the university saying when it was all over, thank you for the concessions that you make, but that we have some sufficient money now to reward you for that hard work and for the concessions that you're willing to make. So thank you very much to the entire staff and faculty for everything that they've done. Everyone on this campus has been absolutely extraordinary. With that, if there's no other further discussion, we'll take a roll call vote on this. Secretary Andrew, will you call the vote on the motion?
Please indicate with yay or nay. Trustee Fatante,
Yay.
Trustee Haveman,
Yay.
Trustee Mahaney,
Yep, I mean, yay.
Trustee Mitchell,
Yay.
Trustee Murray Brown,
Yay.
Trustee Savoy,
Yes.
and Trustee Young.
Yes.
Hearing the roll call vote, the motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much for all the hard work that was done on that. The purpose of this board meeting was a special board meeting for that motion. Therefore, there are no other issues in front of the board, and call for motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you.